I continue to make money for the company.
Sure.
And so I would have retired if Steve hadn't been hurt, if they didn't need somebody to pull together, as a team, and if Vince hadn't made the determination that show wasn't where he needed him to be. That's when he pulled me and Hunter together and said, how do you guys feel about working together? Yeah, man, I loved it because we'd had the run in '97. And with DX, we'd been in there a lot together. We had good chemistry. So yeah, let's do it. So that epic Royal Rumble resulted in the again, I wish I knew whether we knew before the Rumble or it was immediately afterwards. We're gonna do the retirement match because the ultimate goal was still to retire. And we're just gonna push that off by 4 months. So that's what I was looking at. I dropped probably about 25 pounds, 30, maybe 30 pounds over the course of 6 weeks. My wife and I had a gym, Foley's Gym in Navarre, Florida. So because I was the owner, I would go in after hours and I worked really hard on the cardio aspect so that I could go. And I felt like we were able to go that night, not only at Royal Rumble, but at No Way Out.
How was she thinking about you perhaps considering retirement? Did she think it was long overdue, or what was her stance?
She was really concerned as a wife and as the mother of 2 small children, her husband really having these difficulties. So she understood. Vince said something to me. It sounded crazy at the time. He may have said, he may have not have said this at the exact time I retired. It may have been months later, but he said, Mick, what you've done here is going to allow you to make a living for the next 10 years. And I thought, no, I think I've got about an 18-month shelf life to capitalize on what it is I did. I thought that 10-year thing was.
Did he mean like the convention circuit and all that?
Yeah, indies. I don't even know if there were conventions at that time. I wasn't aware. I was aware of San Diego Comic-Con only been 10,000 people because I did it in '99 when they had that little run of WWE comics. So I had a comic. I did the San Diego Comic-Con, so with only 10,000 people there, which is a big Comic-Con, but
Sure.
now it's up around 125,000, something, ridiculous. So it wasn't, cons weren't on my radar, but, to make guest appearances on independent shows. And Dennis Brent was he wasn't the head of talent relations, but he booked talent for outside appearances.
Okay.
And at that point, wow, just running the roads in a way that the other guys couldn't, because when conventions, now I'm talking about auto shows, things of monster truck shows, things like that. The other superstars who were near the top of the card or at the top of the card, they can't do this because they're working every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days a week, sometimes more. And I'm the guy who's just left the top of the world and I can do anything, but I'm not doing it with any rhyme or geographic reason. It's just hopping on a plane. I was in Huntsville the day before No Way Out.
Okay.
I was at a car show in Huntsville.
World of Wheels.
The World of Wheels.
Yeah.
I was there the day before, and I look back on that and I said, why wasn't I in a nice hotel right before, like resting up? Why was I getting on a plane the day of this match and flying back? There's no direct flight from Huntsville to Hartford. There was probably 2 layovers, or maybe at least one, but you're spending at least 6 or 7 hours of the biggest day of your life traveling to that show. So it was like one of those things where I'm making too much money to, at that point, the money you could make for one of those shows.
Hard to say no.
Hard to say no to that because you don't know how. If I'd known that, wow, here I am in 2022. So Vince was wrong. It wasn't 10 years. It was 22
Decades.
And counting.
Yeah.
That I'm still able to do well. I may have not taken that event the day before the biggest show of my life.
Sorry, World of Wheels. Yeah.
But it was, I think 2001, I actually had my biggest WWE year ever. And I only had, 2000. I had the big run, 2000 and 2001. I had 2 of my biggest years without really wrestling. Did 4 matches, I think, in 2000.
Remarkable.
None in 2001, but I was traveling the country and the world. Went over to Australia for WWE, Southeast Asia for WWE, to promote the brand. And man, I was logging some serious miles.
Retirement didn't really mean retirement.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't at all. And even when I remember getting home and I marked out, really thought I was the WWF commissioner. And so we bought a house in Long Island, bigger than I wanted to. But part of the reason I bought it with some property was because I didn't want to leave it. I just wanted to be like Howard Hughes in Sconston, my own private Xanadu. And after about 3 weeks, my kids were like, "Dad, can we go somewhere?" I was like, "Well, we don't have to go somewhere. I'm home now.
Right.
I'm home." Because as super dad, whenever I was home, when I was over off the road, I would always spend that first day doing something fun. Arn Anderson told me that. He said, just make sure, no matter how tired you are, you make your presence known that first day. Get the family, take them out to lunch or breakfast, whatever it might be, and be that guy that day. You can get your rest that night. Later on, the next day, you can take your nap, do whatever you need to do. But that first day, do it for the family.
It's good advice.
Good advice. If you're out there and you're a young wrestler and you're listening, good advice. Be that guy.
And wear knee pads.
And wear knee pads. Yeah. Oh, man.